Good afternoon, and welcome to Peirce Field at Arlington High School for this MIAA girls varsity soccer game between Wellesley High School and the Spy Ponders from Arlington. My name is Lewis McCulloch, standing in today for the voice of Arlington girls soccer Phil Ryan. Alongside me in the booth is Jeff Spector. Today is the final game of the regular season for both of these teams, and it should be a fun one. Arlington comes into the game with a record of 9 wins, 5 ties, and 3 losses. They've scored 31 goals while conceding just 12. And I suspect that the Spy Ponders are still riding the high of an incredible comeback victory earlier this week against Lexington on senior night. Tonight's opponent, Wellesley High School, stands with a record of 11 wins, 4 ties, and only 2 losses. They've given up 14 goals while scoring 40 so far this season. Oh, and they happen to be the defending Division I state champions and are currently ranked 2nd in all of Massachusetts. Jeff, I hope you have recovered from senior night. Let me get your thoughts on the game, and maybe actually why don't you take us through the starting lineups, which are now on the screen. First for the Arlington Spy Ponders.
Sure. For Arlington, number 1, Misha Zykori. Number 5, Dahlia Carr. Number 7, Dahlia Bonert. Number 8, Lucy Breen. Number 10, Addie Darling. Number 12, Hannah Berry. Number 13, Avery Spector. Number 14, Ella Radoslovich. Number 17, Micah Niles. Number 23, Kavya Thiagaraja. And in goal, 00, Molly Maxwell.
And here now for the Wellesley Raiders. Jeff, who do they have for us today?
Number 4, Emily Burnham. Number 5, Kate Camella. Number 6, Hannah Thornton. And let's go to the game. Number 7, Ellery Gerhardt. Number 8, Alexa Hoff. Number 10, Grace Sullivan. Number 15, Kinsley Stevens. Number 16, Grace Hasselbeck. 19, Caroline Keys. 20, Annie Huber. And in goal, number 1, Cam Walsh.
Awesome. And we are underway here. A few changes in the starting lineup, which Jeff just mentioned for the Spy Ponders over the squad that was put out there on Monday against Lexington. Partly that was due to senior night, and also I think maybe a little bit of shift in formation tonight, Jeff. So interesting to see how that will play for the Spy Ponders. Early goal kick here or a punt, I should say, for Maxwell. Darling with the header. Zykori doing a nice job battling in the midfield. And Dahlia Bonert, one of 3 center backs playing for the Spy Ponders tonight. Wellesley with a first crack off the crossbar, and that was a heck of a strike from their left striker. Followed up again, but skied over the ball. Early danger there for the Spy Ponders. Wellesley, as we figured, Jeff, scoring 40 in probably the toughest league in Massachusetts. Gonna be dangerous all night.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of laughing. I looked at the 3 Wellesley defenders, who I feel like at one point kind of looked around and said, "There's nobody on our half of the field. There's no striker up here." Arlington's certainly out in a very defensive position to start. As I recall from the last couple of years, where Wellesley has always been dangerous against us is on through balls, diagonal balls played on the ground where they kind of split our back line, and then they use a combination of speed and excessive talent to sort of get behind the back line or even go one-on-one and just put enough dangerous balls on net where, truthfully, no matter how well Mojo is going to play back there, they're ultimately they've always been able to get a couple by her. The thing that kind of surprises me a little bit is I believe it was last year, we actually scored a few goals against them. I think we put up 2 or 3 at Wellesley. Unfortunately, I think we might have given up 4 or 5. Now, again, based on the number of opportunities they had, you could argue they could have scored 7 or 8. But again, that's one of the advantages Arlington has is exceptional play in the goal. And again, I think one of their strengths all year has been a very strong back line. I thought it was important against Lexington. They really need to be strong there, and that needs to be a difference for them, and it has to be tonight.
Nice pass out from Zykori to Darling, running down the left-hand side here. Pulls it back, giving a chance for Radoslovich to get on this in a good spot in the middle of the field. Touches back, looking for Stern. Sorry, Barry. Thiagaraja now operating out of the 6. Good possession here for the Spy Ponders. Darling into Zykori, looking for Radoslovich in the middle. Can't quite get through, and Wellesley will quickly turn around and come the other way. So a little bit of weather going on right now, a little moisture in the air. I wouldn't say it's raining, but definitely misting, which is going to be always tricky for the goalkeepers if any hard balls get hit right at them. So, you know, opportunity maybe for Arlington to take some deeper shots, put some pressure on the Wellesley keeper, who clearly having a good season herself. Long shot in, and Mojo Maxwell lets that one fall to ground and scoops it up.
Yeah, definitely a slippery ball. I know we don't have Luke Ryan in the booth with us tonight, but I mean, he's definitely explained on many occasions. You know, you get a slippery ball like that, you gotta put him on net. You gotta make the goalie work.
Spector with the ball, looking for Zykori. Does a nice job shielding, controlling that. She'll touch that back to Darling. Takes it into the middle of the field, trying to find some space. She'll go back to Bonert. Punches it up to Rasovic. That slips through for Wellesley defender, but rattles around. Battle for the ball. Darling and Barry combine to kick it back to Spector for possession.
I suppose that's the other place where you can really get some misplays too, right? Is just on like the bouncers where you're trying to get a foot on it. If you don't really make solid contact, it'll slide right off. It'll slide right off the shoe.
And that ball rolls all the way out of bounds for a Wellesley throw. Good pressure applied by Darling, knocking her counterpart number 10 down to the ground. But Wellesley maintains possession. Wellesley working it down the left-hand side. Looking for senior captain number 4. That's, let's see, number 4 is Emily Burnham. Strong player for Wellesley on the left-hand side. And that ball is going to roll all the way out for the first goal kick of the game for Maxwell. So just about 5 minutes in, you know, fairly even so far. Arlington has had a couple nice stretches of possession. Wellesley definitely looks skilled, as they always do, in possession themselves a few times. Spector looking for Barry. Zykori applying the pressure, and Wellesley with a nice switch of field. Oh, no whistle. I think Radosevic thought there was a whistle. Somebody from the sideline whistling, but not the referee, so play on. Darling looking for Radosevic, slipped unfortunately, but is able to get back up and recover the ball. And that will be a Arlington throw on the far side. Lucy Breen to throw it in. Breen looking for Zykori. Thiagarajan nudges it up, looking for Zykori as well. Radosevic with a nice job running through the first defender. Brings it down right along the sideline. Dispossessed. But only as far as Thiagaraja doing a nice job playing in the middle there, kind of blocking the passing lanes. Nice turn by her. Finds Ella, out to Misha. Looking for Addie Darling, who was more centrally located this time, and Wellesley will scoop that up and bring it the other way. That's out of bounds for an Arlington throw. So Spector will run up and take this one. Give the Arlington Spy Ponders a chance to take a breath and move some more bodies up. Long throw headed first by Wellesley. Thiagaraja in there. Again, nice job by her, battling two Wellesley midfielders for a Wellesley throw. And Jeff, I think, you know, anytime you're playing a highly skilled, highly ranked opponent, you know, the longer the game goes on tied, the better it's going to favor you, right? Like the better team's going to get a little maybe press a little bit. They're not used to being in this spot, so Arlington doing a nice job close to 10 minutes in, keeping it close and showing some signs of good possession and play.
Yeah, 100%, right? And like you mentioned, just based on the sheer number of goals they've scored this year, anything you can do to make them doubt themselves, maybe just a little. And again, I don't truly believe they're going to doubt themselves if they don't pot one in the first half on you. But again, I think you're a lot better going in at half with zeros on the board than trying to get into a shootout with them.
That'll be another Arlington throw. Breen to take. And I think Coach Shen will be quite happy with keeping the ball in the Wellesley part of the field for as long as possible. Corey brings it to the middle, takes a shot, just wide of the goalkeeper. But again, we talked about it earlier, not a bad idea. You've got to get some of those on frame. Test the hands of the Wellesley goalkeeper any chance you can. First substitutions into the game, Serena Doman and Elise Kenneally join the attack on the right and left, respectively, replacing Radosevic and Zaikori. And first offsides call of the day. So Arlington doing a nice job maintaining that high line, and Spectre will take the free kick first of the day for the Spy Ponders. Punted into the middle. Controlled by Wellesley. Nice step by Micah Niles there. Oh, and Eve Naylor also into the game for Hannah Berry. I missed that one. Apologize. Nice ball there for Addie Darling, who's able to run on this, showing some speed. Ball's into the middle, looking for the run of Naylor and Kenneally. Back to Thea Raja, who's dispossessed by Wellesley, but only as far as Spectre, and she will just shield and block that out of bounds for an Arlington throw. So interesting there, Jeff, with Darling switching sides, getting a nice run. You know, the more that happens and the more she gets supported in the middle, there's looks like there might be opportunities there. Absolutely.
And again, right, we saw that the other night on Misha's game winner where she made the run on Darling's cross. You know, and we were talking about how, like, it's hard to make those runs over and over again because the majority of the time the ball's not going to be there. But if you don't make the run, you're never going to get it.
Good pressure being applied by Kenneally and Darling. Ball is kicked all the way over and out of bounds for a Spy Ponder throw. So kind of like the high pressure being applied by some of the forward players for Arlington, putting pressure on Wellesley's back line. Darling with the header looking for Naylor. Kenneally's going to get to this. And going to get called for the foul coming together there on the Wellesley midfielder. So Wellesley free kick. Taken quickly, but only as far as Kenneally. Can't quite control it, and Wellesley will run into a sea of maroon in the back. Oh, off the back of Kenneally's head. Wellesley with some sharp passing, looking for through ball, and they find number 4. And that will be corner. Out of bounds off of Dahlia Carr for the first corner of the game. So Wellesley setting up with one person right on the keeper and the rest kind of top of the box. Now starting to move around. Ball's lofted over. Wellesley with a knee first to it. Great cross. You could see what they were trying to do there. Arlington needs to wake up a little bit to that one, I think, and start tracking bodies. Wellesley seemed to get through fairly easily on that for a knee to that ball.
And again, I love when you see teams sort of do that, right, where you know they're going to be throwing everybody into the box, but they don't set up necessarily right in the box right away. It's, you know, make the run and make the defense work a little bit more.
Ball kicked into the middle and will stay with Wellesley. As They pass the ball around comfortably in the back and now start their attack. Well-weighted pass through to number 10. She'll cross that. That will go off of Spector, but Mojo is able to come out and catch that to keep it in bounds. Maxwell punts it up, looking for Darling. Wellesley taking advantage of time and space to pass the ball back and set up their offense. The one-woman press up there right now with Darling. Avery Spector, nice step and kick. That looked like a handball, but maybe play advantage. Arlington still has it. Serena Doman looking for the through ball to Kenneally. Going to be running on this, and that will be the first action of the day for the Wellesley keeper. Number 1, Cam Walsh, senior captain. Nice pass out to the wing for Wellesley. Into the middle, well step through and taken by Micah Niles. Can't quite find Darling on the right. One of my favorite plays, Jeff, when Micah steps up, takes that ball and takes all the space that she can. Yeah, yep. Very good with the ball at her feet.
The advantage of having somebody who could play the 6 on your back line.
Yep, it's a bonus. So a lot of actually, really nice passing being completed by both teams right now. Poor Lexi O'Brien's been standing over there waiting to come in for quite a while. The ball hasn't gone out of bounds in some time.
Yeah, the last 2 games, certainly the game against Lexington and so far the first 15 today, it's been some of the best ball movement I think we've seen out of the Spy Ponders this season. I heard somebody reference, the first game against Winchester. That it was pretty strong as well, but even since then it's been a while.
Great defense by Carr. Sends that out to Darling looking for Doman. Fights back to maintain Spy Ponder possession. She'll go all the way back to Maxwell. Lofts the ball up. Doman able to turn. And I just can't quite keep that one in bounds. And O'Brien will continue to wait over there because Wellesley is not planning to make a change. So Wellesley throw approaching that midway point here of the first half. Very well played first half by both teams. And that's another offsides for Wellesley. So Arlington Spy Ponder defense back line doing a nice job staying locked in as one. Harder to do with 5 back there, but impressive coordination and communication by the Spy Ponders. Spector gets the ball to Kenneally. Battles for out of bounds. That'll be a Wellesley throw. Errant pass. Going to be claimed by Thiagaraja, but only as far as the Wellesley midfielder. Wellesley will pass it around and back. Darling with a nice step in, and good job by Naylor to come through and try to collect that. But Wellesley has the break, but certainly does not have numbers back. Oh, and number 4 has switched to this side of the field, similar to Spy Ponders moving Darling around, put her in different positions. And finally, Arlington will get to make 4 substitutions now with, help me out here, Jeff. Summer Schottinger coming in, Tessa McCulloch coming in, Lexi O'Brien, and
Ariana? Or Eliza.
Eliza McGowan.
Yep.
McGowan, yes, sorry. So 4 subs for the Spy Ponders as Coach Shenna freshens up some of the midfield and defensive lines. All 3 lines, actually, with Lexi taking the top spot. She will get to that ball. Take her time, a couple of turns. Pass it back to Spector. And that one just drifts out of bounds for a Wellesley throw. So Arlington definitely giving Wellesley some different looks. And Jeff, I'm not sure Wellesley has made any subs yet. Can you remember a sub for them?
I don't believe they have.
And I was reading some of the game summaries of their previous games, and it was noted by their coach they lost a lot of seniors last year, and I just wonder if maybe they're not quite as deep as they have been. But I don't recall them making a sub yet today. So something to watch with Arlington bringing fresh bodies in. Maybe we can take advantage of our deep roster, continue to put pressure on Wellesley here.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to know because I wouldn't have known to feel sorry for the #2 team in the state that they'd suffered so many losses.
I'm definitely not saying you need to feel sorry for them. I'm just saying there's potentially an opportunity there.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, to your point, it's very possible, but what a wagon. Like, if you're graduating enough seniors that you pointed out and you still have the kind of season they have,
yeah,
hats off, man. Great program.
Great program, great coaching.
And great players.
No doubt. Ariana Lindgren into the game, replacing Elise Kenneally. Spector comes up to take another throw, and Arlington will take the opportunity to try to get into the box here. Lindgren finding Schottinger. That's going to be just sort of punched around right now. Not a lot of connecting passes here, but at least it's on the Wellesley end, and that will roll all the way back. Bonert's going to touch that back to Maxwell. She'll just punt that safely into the middle of the field, looking for McGowan.
This is kind of where I feel bad for the lone striker for the Ponders. Just
that's tough work.
You know, you got to chase a little bit. You can't just sit there and completely let them dictate. But
nope.
You also just know unless there's just a complete breakdown. I mean, you can see right. It's almost like a drill where you have a diamond or a square for the opposition, and you've got one player in the middle. Like it's like go chase.
Yep. Niles dispossessed. Does a nice job forcing the passes back. Arlington doing a nice job sort of marking up as Wellesley gets closer. They're staying nice and compact and in sync on the defensive side. And O'Brien doing the hard work of chasing and forcing. That's a little bit of a misheader, but Bonert is over to clean that up. Niles heads that out, and that will be a Wellesley throw.
Good safe play.
Yeah, this is not a game where you want to take too many chances along the sideline.
No.
Niles will just boot that up. Culloch with the header. Over to Schottinger. She heads it outside and chases it down, and that'll be well done by Summer there to force that off of a Wellesley player for a Spy Ponder throw McCulloch to take. And Misha Zykora back into the game, replacing O'Brien, as Coach Shenna, I think, is realizing that he's going to have to keep the forward line fresh for all the running they're going to have to do tonight.
Yeah, because the problem too, right, is if you burn them out, where they're chasing it, when in effect they're on defense, they're never going to have the energy to make the run on offense.
Yep. Ooh, hard fall by Lindgren there. She's doing a nice job tracking back, forcing the ball out of bounds for a throw. Spector just kicks that out of bounds for another Wellesley throw deep down in Arlington territory. Nice step by Niles, and Thea Raja kicks it out to Zykori. Good connection there. Quickly double teamed and dispossessed. And that's the danger there, Jeff. There's just not enough bodies up top once we clear it. But Summer's going to keep fighting on that side, which is great to see. Out of bounds for a Wellesley throw.
Yeah, it's going to take one of those plays where it's either like a toe poke, somehow a misplayed ball, or a complete breakdown where, maybe it's a 1-on-2 or a 2-on-3. And, something breaks right.
That was a close call there. Out of bounds. Referee spotted it. Wellesley player not sure that was all the way out of bounds. It bounces over. Zykori with a nice header. Runs around number 5. Put some pressure on. Nice turn by the Wellesley defender. She kicks it to safely, but really...
It's a 45-yard ball.
Yeah, it's nicely done, but right to a whole line of Arlington players. Ari lost that over, looking for Zykori again. That's going to bounce high. She does a nice job finding the middle of the field, looking for Schottinger, but Wellesley's able to track it down and maintain possession. Oh, a little bit of a miss hit there by a Wellesley midfielder, but no loss of possession. Four versus four battle down the side with McCulloch battling with Wellesley's number 4. Nice dummy leave there. Great job by Spector getting in the way and using her back to help shield.
Right time, right space.
That is the advantage of having the extra defenders. Good cross there by Wellesley and a nice sort of leave by one of the midfielders to open up what could have been a really tough shot, but good defense by Arlington. And that ball's going to roll all the way through. Maxwell pick that up easily as we approach 15 minutes left here in the first half. Good punt by Maxwell, won by Lindgren. Out of bounds by Wellesley, and Arlington will get a chance to throw this in and try again. Substitution for the Spy Ponder, senior Eileen Lucas into the game, replacing Summer Schottinger. Nice stretch by Summer there. And this is, again, we've mentioned it, Jeff. Arlington does have a deep roster, and this is a great game to you. Last game of the regular season against a good team like this. Throw fresh legs out there.
Absolutely.
You know, keep pressing as much as you can. Keep making them work. Nothing to lose, really.
No. And again, right, in a game like this with with Wellesley, with the talent they have, the skill they have, you have to be sprinting. Like this is not one of those games where you're going to get away with like, oh yeah, the ball's over there, I'll jog over. If you start jogging, you're just giving them advantages everywhere. It has to be sprinting. It has to be attacking. And if you're burnt after 7 or 8 minutes, awesome. We have somebody else will come in, get a rest, and you come back in 7 or 8 minutes later.
Lindgren tracking back, forcing the back pass for Wellesley. Wellesley showing good patience. Niles collects that. Great footwork by her, and that's going to be out of bounds off of a Wellesley player. Another substitution here, and this is good to see. This is Elena Solorzano coming into the game, freshman for the Spy Ponders, who's been hurt for a number of games. So good to see her back on the field, and she should bring some energy. Ball kind of bounces through the lines there a little bit, and number 4 now, Jeff, looks to be playing centrally. So that's definitely a player that has freedom kind of to move all over the field. Good defense by Niles, forcing Wellesley back. Spector with a great step to boot that forward, looking for Zaikori. Shields, well done by Zaikori, is pushed to the ground. And she's just doing a nice job there, holding her own against a bigger defensive player. Took a shove in the back, and that'll be an Arlington free kick. And this is one of these ones where, Arlington's not going to get probably too many chances. You'd love to see Spector here put this in to a danger spot. Have some people running on it. There's Misha, bounces over. Couldn't get through. One more bounce, and that was going to be very dangerous for Wellesley. Are tracking back. Well done. Finds Maxwell in the middle. She gets that
ball
out of danger.
A wet ball basically coming in from a perpendicular angle to play straight out.
Number 10 with a great ball, but Maxwell off her line to kick that safely out of bounds. And that's one where I think, Jeff, because of the wet conditions, she didn't want to risk picking that up with her hands. So she said, let me just kick it out of bounds, do the safe play, force a throw, rather than, because if she goes down and it slips at all,
it's a goal.
then we're in real trouble, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Back kick from Wellesley. And they run out of space. McCulloch's still there. Punts it up ahead.
Well played.
Kicks it all the way back for a throw. Wellesley throw is going to go still in, I think. All the way out of bounds for another Wellesley throw. So well done by Bonert there to keep that from being a corner.
Had Arlington touched that as it was rolling?
Yeah, I think Bonert got it to save the corner kick, and that's what went out of bounds. So smart play by her. A couple subs now for the Spy Ponders. Breen back into the game, replacing McCulloch. And that is that Reem Merchant into the game for Lindgren?
Yep, you got it.
All right, so. And one more sub. Addie Darling back in the game, replacing Zykori. So nice job by Zykori. Good stretch there. You could tell the plan is to have O'Brien, Zykori, and Darling sort of trading those tough times up top as the lone striker. So Zykori, go over, get some water, because you're going to be needed again later. Darling found in the middle of the field with some space. Able to take up, put some pressure on Wellesley's defense here. Merchant on her left. Darling running into a little bit of trouble. Knocked to the ground, no call. All the way back, and it's going to be an Arlington throw. So long run there for Darling.
Going 1-on-4?
Yeah.
She had help coming behind her.
She did, and it's one of these things where you want her taking all that space and then maybe slowing up just a little bit, but good pressure applied by Darling. That's going to be out of bounds if it ever. No, that's going to stay in bounds. That's going to have the wrong spin on it for the Spy Ponders. Carr doing a nice job tracking back. It'll be out for a Wellesley throw. And I did see Jeff Wellesley did make a sub on that last throw. So
they go 12 deep.
They go 12 deep, yeah. Maybe 13 by the end of the game. Headed out of bounds by Carr for a corner. So second corner here for Wellesley. They were dangerous on their first one. Let's see how they line up and what they try to do here as we are under 10 minutes here in the first half. Lofted up to the far corner, headed first by Wellesley, but that's just going to fall harmlessly out of bounds. That was well defended. I mean, yes, Wellesley got their head to the ball, but there was body right in front of her. There was definitely no angle for a shot there, and she was kind of fading away from the goal, so no power on it, even if it had been on frame. So nice job by the Spy Ponders on defense there. Yeah,
I feel like at this level, it's rare to sort of see a header that's going to go in. You know, once it gets back to like the 8 or the 10, it's more when it's like maybe within like the 6 or the 4.
Yeah, unless the player happens to be running full speed in towards the goal. Yeah,
they're just not going to get enough on it.
Not enough momentum. So that's going to be out of bounds for an Arlington goal kick. Maxwell to take. Looking for Merchant. And that's just going to be angled a little too tough there. That's going to be out of bounds for a Wellesley throw. Eve Naylor back into the game. Oh, no, that's not Eve Naylor. That's Elena Solorzano. Looking for the run of Darling. Well tracked by number 5 by Wellesley. Bonert is going to just kick that out of bounds, which is the right play. Wellesley was flying on that, so nice job by Bonert to be there, put it out of bounds.
And? Oh, no arm.
No arm on that one. Well stopped by Bonert again. Yeah, and it's just once we turn around, unfortunately there's not the connecting passes there, but that's that's the way that Arlington set up to play, and that's what's going to happen. We just got to look for those long balls. And see, like this one might connect to Darling. Nice job by Spector there. That's out of bounds. No, sorry, that's not out of bounds. Stays in. And Wellesley controls. And that's going to be offsides. Yep, well spotted by the referee. And really nice job, Jeff. I've said it before. It's the third time now where the Arlington defense, you could draw a line. It would be a straight line, and you'd hit all 5 players. Really well done.
Good communication.
Absolutely. Darling nudges that out to Lucas, out of bounds off of a Wellesley player, and Breen will come up to take the throw. Substitutions in for the Spy Ponders, Captain Radoslavich and Barry back into the game, replacing Solorzano and Lucas. Breen finds Thearaja in the middle. Merchant battling two Wellesley defenders, and Wellesley, again, well coached, just steals the ball and passes it back to give themselves time to set up their offense. Oh boy. And they're going to be offsides again. But that ball's going to roll all the way out of bounds. And that's one where I wish we had Luke Ryan in the booth, Jeff. It seemed like it was offsides. He let it play because the Wellesley player didn't actually touch it, and so it's a throw. But if I'm Arlington, I'd rather have the free kick from an offside position. So I don't know if the referee has to call it there or if it's choice, but we'll have to ask Luke next time.
Yeah, right. And like you said, you get the kick, and you're also getting it 10 yards up.
Exactly. And I believe we have foul called there. Free kick to Wellesley. Number 4 went down hard. Didn't see a lot of contact there. I think it was just a wet slip, but she's taking 2 or 3 yards on the ball while the referee wasn't looking. Well done by her. And this is a dangerous spot. And he crosses it in. Well taken. You can see exactly what they were trying to do there. Thankfully, the ball rolled harmlessly off of the foot to the right. No save needed by Maxwell there. So final minutes here of the first half. Still 0-0. Avia finds Darling in the middle. Gets it to Radoslavich, who finds Breen in space. Breen does a nice job getting it right back to Ella. Yep. Ella creates space and gets taken down. No call. Carr kicks that right out of bounds off of a Wellesley defender. So it'll be an Arlington throw after this substitution here. Elise Kenneally back into the game, replacing Reem Merchant. Green looking for Darling, and that'll be out of bounds off Wellesley for another throw a little further up, closer to the 20-yard line this time. Green finds Barry. It's possessed, and Wellesley gets it to their number 4, who quickly puts it into the middle, and now looking for a quick counter. And Carr and Bonert both back. Didn't seem too too worried about that.
Stressed.
They seemed very casually just watch that ball go out of bounds, but they know what they're doing. Going to go out of bounds for an Arlington throw. Kenneally supporting in the middle. Wellesley able to maintain possession. And Wellesley pushing more numbers up now, Jeff. You can see this defender taking a run, supporting the midfield and the forward line to even things out a little bit for Wellesley. Trying to combat the numbers that Arlington has back on defense. Bonert header to Breen, kicks that up and out of danger. Is able to find Darling, but she's dispossessed by Wellesley defender. A very good player back there for them. Long ball headed by Spector, only as far as the Wellesley defender, who waits. Is able to stay onside this time, number 4. Double teamed, and
good takeaway.
Well done, Kenneally, with the takeaway.
Nope.
Cross ball looking for Radoslavich, but Yagaraj is there. A little bit too far for Kenneally to run that one down. And we are under 2 minutes here in a sort of exciting back and forth 0-0 game. Barry tracks back, plays some good defense, but Wellesley's able to come up with that. Ooh, great step by Niles.
She was gone otherwise.
And Niles is looking for the through ball for Darling, and this is going to be dangerous.
Good play by the goalie.
And that goalie, well done. If she was any further back, I'm pretty sure Darling would have gotten first to that.
Yep. Good job by her not falling asleep.
Niles tracks that back, and Maxwell comes over just to punt it out of bounds for a Wellesley throw. So we're relying on the referees on the field for the final couple minutes. Not sure how much time's left. Our clock has under a minute, though, so tough. Ooh, ball just skipped over the top of Carr's head. Maxwell, wise to that one, comes out and catches it. And referee's starting to look at his watch on this side at least. So I'm assuming it'll be his whistle we're waiting for. Darling with maybe the last chance of the half here. Radosevich supporting along with Kenneally, and Breen now coming up from defense.
Should be just about at time.
And that is halftime. So at the half, Wellesley nothing, Arlington nothing. And overall, Jeff, really good half of football played by both teams. I think Arlington's got to be feeling pretty good about that, keeping the second-ranked team in the state scoreless in the first half.
Absolutely. I feel like for all the times where Arlington comes out and tries to park the bus a little bit and really try to play defensive, it doesn't usually go so well. I thought that was a really good job by the coach and the girls. And the only other thing I was thinking, I was a little hesitant to say it until the first half was over, but the other benefit of the substitution patterns, and I've thought about this in other games when we're playing these scoreless games against teams we think we should be putting up multiple goals against, every substitution is taking 10, 15, 20 seconds. And so there's a way to burn a few extra minutes, which is 5, 6, 7% of the half.
Yep. And we're seeing some replay here on the screen. So we'll leave you with those as we take a quick break here in the booth, and we will be back to bring you the second half from Peirce Field in about 5 or 6 minutes.
does, but I don't know what's up.
It went blurry a couple times, yeah. It was really weird.
It's on ours. This ain't live. No. We're on the other. Actually, let me go. Just want to like check how the Zoom works.
I think that one.
This one's live? Oh.
If it was.
I just want to see how the Zoom works. Ooh, it's heavy. Ooh. What? I don't know if I like how like there's a lot of resistance there.
Oh, I like how much.
I want to change the Feel it, feel it. How do you change it? No, feel it first. Feel it first. Oh wait, is it? Oh, what the heck? Bro,
yeah,
why
like,
is it
what
like
is
this?
this?
That's why you're missing half the shot.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you keep missing the ball.
Yeah.
Hella resistance.
How do you change it on this camera? Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. This is so much better.
Still a little too much.
Once I had a mission.
Which way's less? Oh. They're all the settings.
There's that for this resistance, there's this for this one, and this for the lock. One's that a bit more.
So which resistance is this one?
That's this.
Oh, side to side.
That's side to side. That's this one.
Oh, that's really bad.
Here, let's bet this.
I feel like this is a little too loose. This is too loose, but like between 0 and 1, there's like
I
it's
thought
like too
that it
loose
was
and like
good,
too
but
tight.
It was good. It's just like
You just kept losing the ball. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because I literally just didn't see it. Probably because I couldn't track.
By the way, if you don't see the balls,
If you put it in between, does it actually go in between?
I don't know.
Try it.
Wait, 1 second. There we go.
Between.
Oh,
No,
there's
now up to
30
1.
seconds left in half.
Oh, that's way too much.
Put
Oh,
in
that's
between.
too much.
It's been bad.
Yeah, just go like. It's pretty simple on this game. Jeremy.
What?
Alright, guys, get back on.
Where did I? It loves going down of my will. Yeah, I really told.
How down can you go without turning? Or is it literally just that? Oh, okay. No, like, does it feel like, does it actually?
Welcome back to Peirce Field here in Arlington for the second half of this girls varsity soccer game between Arlington and the Wellesley Raiders. 0-0 here at halftime. Looking forward to another competitive half here. Quick shout out to fans that I know we have watching from across the Commonwealth at Northeastern as well as at UMass. Also a couple of fans from a little further afield in Washington State watching as well. So glad you guys are with us. Hope you're enjoying the game. Jeff and I are happy to be in the booth today as it's getting kind of cold and wet outside. So one of the advantages of commentating is you get to stay inside. And
Absolutely.
we're underway here in the second half. Arlington looks to be back to the same lineup that they started with, same formation. So I guess it was working. So, you know, let's keep going with it and see how long we can keep this game 0-0. See if we can get a breakaway for the Spy Ponders. Radosevich passes back to Breen. She's looking for Zykori on long ball. Wellesley just punts it up and heads that over, and that could be tricky. Boner doing a nice job getting back and is going to kick that out of bounds safely for a Wellesley throw. So it'll be interesting, Jeff, just to see what changes in strategy and approach, you know, a good team like Wellesley is going to make here. They're not used to being down, or not, sorry, not down. They're not used to not scoring, and they're also probably not used to being tied. So I'm curious to see what, if any, formation changes they've done. I have noticed right off the top they put their number 4 back to central striker to start the game. She moved around quite a bit in the first half. Definitely trying to get her in advantageous positions.
And I was going to be curious to see, too, if Arlington was going to stick with the 5-4-1 or if they were going to come out with something, you know, to try to create more opportunities up front. But it's kind of hard to go away from something that seemingly created some problems for Wellesley. I mean,
Yeah.
there were a couple of opportunities, but truthfully, I mean, fewer than in most games against most teams Arlington plays. So it's hard to say it wasn't effective from a defensive standpoint.
Yeah, and as we talked about in the first half, you know, the longer this game goes 0-0, the better off for the Spy Ponders, and the more uncomfortable a team like Wellesley might get. And there's, you know, first unforced error right there for the Raiders is that's kicked out of bounds. Spector to come up to take a throw for Arlington. And Radosevich takes a shot to the face right outside the box. That should be a free kick to the Spy Ponders in a very dangerous position. And it will be. So once she gets a chance to collect herself, Arlington going to get a first real dangerous free kick here of the half. Spector lining up to take this one. Gonna definitely wait to get her full 10 yards of space. And this is one, Jeff, where I'd love to see an attempt on goal from this distance. Spector with the left foot curling it in. Not gonna get too many better chances than this to just crack one right at the goalie. So we'll see what they do. And it's played short, looking for Darling. Barry back to take it. And that'll be out for an Arlington throw. So you could see what they were trying to do there. Again, I guess my hope would have been just boot that over the top, try to get it on frame with the slippery ball. But it will remain Arlington ball. Throw in for Spector again on the far side of the field from us. And we'll do it again. Spector looking for Radosevich, trying to just head it into the middle. And the Wellesley keeper, Cam Walsh, picks that up with no trouble. Radosevich steals it, finds Zykori in the middle. Looking for Barry. Crosses it through and in. Aisha traps it. Good pressure here by the Spy Ponders, but Wellesley just kicks that away. And already have noticed a couple just long balls attempted by Wellesley
Sign of frustration, maybe.
Yeah, either that or maybe their coach saying, hey, let's take a couple
take a
shots.
shot.
Yeah, and see if we can't beat the line that way. And that will roll out of bounds. So again, you know, fresh legs for the Spy Ponders as Coach Shinna used almost his entire bench in the first half. Would love to see that be an advantage continuing here into the second half. Yagaraja with a nice kick through. Wellesley passes it back. Zykori applying pressure along with Rudasovic. Now Darling. Wellesley doing a nice job there, just possessing it through the lines and looking for a long ball diagonally in to number 4. Breen doing a nice job playing defense, kicking that out of bounds. Took a
Well
hard
played.
fall there, but well played by Breen, forcing a throw by Wellesley. She's up quickly, and Arlington is back defending. Ball recycled back. And that's just going to fall harmlessly for Maxwell to scoop up. Maxwell punts the ball into the midfield, headed by number 15 for Wellesley. Radoslovic comes back, kicks that out of bounds off of Wellesley's number 4, and it'll be an Arlington throw. Breen to take. Rudasovic and Barry combining to push the ball forward. That's going to be headed out of bounds. And would love to see Arlington apply a little pressure here, maintain some possession, and get a couple shots on goal. Bring into Thiagaraja, heads it forward. A little bit of a back and forth start here to the second half, Jeff. Not a lot of possession really for either team. Nice step by Niles.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely been a little uneven. But to your point from a minute ago, you know, Arlington has to get a couple opportunities just to keep Wellesley honest.
Bonert with a great pass straight through to Zykori. Couldn't quite control it. But it's going to take passes like that, kind of beating through the Wellesley midfield to get it to our strikers. If they can hold it up just enough to get support, you know, that's what we're looking for.
Wow.
Yagaraja battles. Darling back to Spector. Kicks that out of bounds off of a Wellesley player as Arlington is preparing 3 substitutions. Which will not come in on this throw. They'll have to wait for one more. Carr kicks that one out of bounds.
That's 2 over the fence.
It's one way to slow the game down.
Yep.
Just get rid of all the balls. Good support and teamwork there by Spector and Niles, and that'll be a goal kick. So nice job. As this will allow the 3 subs to come in, and we've got Serena Doman and Elise Kenneally and Eve Naylor into the game, replacing Captain Rudasovic, Captain Barry, and Misha Zykori. So more of the sort of fresh leg approach, which was working really well in the first half. Coach Shenna sticking with that here in the second half. Ball headed forward by Wellesley, and you can tell they're trying to get it to Burnham, as she's now shifted out to the left. So I'm just trying to track her, Jeff, because it seems like wherever she goes, there's danger.
Yep.
Dolly Carr stepping in the way of that rocket shot. Addie Darling can't quite control it enough to let Doman get into play. High line being set by the Spy Ponders. Good patience shown there, and this will be a cross in. Carr can't quite nod that out, but she's able to get a head or a foot on it while it's in the box.
Delayed offsides? Or a foul?
I don't know what was called there. But Maxwell with a great save off of a hard kick right in the middle. And I guess I didn't see if it was offsides. Late offsides call, Jeff. So again, Arlington defense, maybe a little bit lucky on that one to get the offsides. But I think Carr slipped as she was trying to stop the defense, but was able to block it with her foot from the ground. So great effort by her. And then it was long enough to allow offsides to happen and cleared the danger.
What I kind of noticed there is as the Wellesley player was cutting across the field, across the box, the Arlington players, instead of really trying to get their body in front of the player, it was a lot of like toe poke attempts. And each time they would take a toe poke, they couldn't really do anything because they're off balance, they can't move. But then they keep getting up out of position. They get, she got about 2/3 of the way across the box. Then they get the diagonal ball. I think it was behind Spector. And now all of a sudden you're creating an opportunity and everyone's a little bit frantic.
Ball stolen by Kenneally. Punches it through for Darling.
Maybe.
Oh, and she fires it right at Walsh, who's up. It's Darling still on there.
Stop.
And it's in!
Unbelievable.
Addie Darling just did not quit on that one. Amazing first save by Cam Walsh. But again, wet ball bounces right out, and Darling connects that on an unbelievable shot there. Hopefully we can get a replay of that because that was one of the goals of the season. Arlington taking the 1-0 lead over the second-ranked Wellesley Raiders. And the fans, and here we're looking at the replay. Amazing first save. Darling up quickly and just hits it right in off of an incredible angle, loops it over all the defenders. And Arlington's up 1-0, Jeff.
And I feel like Doman might be the only other person, aside from probably Darling, who had the right angle to be like, yeah, that's going in, that's a goal. Because from up here, no clue where that ball was actually going on the second attempt. But again, what an effort by Darling, right? Like, she gets taken to the ground on the shot. She didn't miss a beat. She's up immediately. She chases the ball. She understands it's live. There's an opportunity. We're not going to lay on the ground and, like, wipe ourselves off and worry about whatever just happened. It's like, get back up and keep playing. What an effort.
And credit to Elise Kenneally, actually, who was in the right place there collecting the errant pass by the Wellesley defender, got that whole thing started. So nice job by Elise giving the opportunities there for Darling to run on that and get the goal. So Arlington with a 1-0 lead here against the Wellesley Raiders. 28 minutes left. A lot of excitement here on the field, and from the stands, I think we're going to get a foul there on Thea Raja.
By number 10, Addie Darling.
So a foul call there will be a Wellesley free kick. And the Arlington bench fired up after that one. And we got another offside. So Wellesley definitely looking a little flustered. Arlington needing to stay composed here, as they did right there on another offsides call. And Mojo will come up to take that. Wellesley fans a little frustrated at the overall state of play right now.
I think this is one of those, this is going to be one of those second halves. You just take it in 10-minute increments.
Yep.
4 10-minute periods. You play them one at a time. Don't think beyond that. And
I think you stay with what's working. You keep refreshing the lines. You keep fresh legs coming in, and you just keep trying to frustrate them. So nice throw by Spector there, looking for Kenneally and Doman up top. Well, we'd love to see Naylor with a great steal there in the middle of the field. A little bit off sync there with Doman, but she's able to win it back. Create some space and looking to punch it up. Good idea there by Eve Naylor, running over, looking to put it in a dangerous spot. So Wellesley brings it down the right-hand side. I don't think Niles got a foot to that, so that's going to roll all the way out of bounds for an Arlington throw. And it's going to take continued focus, Jeff, especially along the back line as the game gets deeper and deeper. Wellesley's going to be looking to get it through any which way they can. So communication and coordination continue to be the words of the day for the defensive back line for the Spy Ponders.
Yeah, and again, right, with Wellesley's ability to finish, all it takes is one opening, and they'll tie it in a blink of an eye. So Arlington's shown what they're capable of doing and that they can shut it down. But it's going to take another 25 minutes of focus.
Out of bounds for an Arlington throw. Spector to take. And she'll take her time, make sure the ball's nice and dry. Waves Thearaja over, and then defaults to the long throw looking for Kenneally up ahead. That's bounced over the top, only as far as the Wellesley defender. Doman lurking, and that's kicked a little too hard for another Arlington throw on this side of the field. So again, the wet ball definitely skipping off the turf here. If the pass isn't right on, it's going to go out of bounds, moving very, very quickly. A couple subs here for the Spy Ponders as the goal scorer, Addie Darling, back in the game for Elise Kenneally. And Eliza McGovern replaces Eve Naylor. So good work by both Naylor and Kenneally as Shanna makes some additional subs. Carr finds McGowan. Nice little nutmeg. O'Brien up top looking to put some pressure on, as is Doman. She gets the ball through.
So close.
Gets nudged off. Great play by Doman there. Was looking to get it through to O'Brien. And that'll go out of bounds for a Wellesley throw.
I like how McGowan came from the back there. Just got the little poke away.
Niles, great little touch pass through to Darling. O'Brien out to Doman. Able to bring it up and into space. Crosses it through. Looking for O'Brien and Darling running there in the middle. It was a nice idea. Good track back by McGowan there, forcing that ball out of bounds. Again, just not quite as crisp for the Raiders here in the second half, Jeff.
Yeah.
Ball kicked into the middle. And switch of field by Wellesley. And their number 10 brings it all the way up. Again, a little too heavy. And I'm just noticing some body language here for Wellesley, Jeff. A lot of hands kind of going up to the side anytime there's a through ball that doesn't connect. So frustration, signs of frustration starting to show through. O'Brien with the header. And then the knee. She'll take it up herself. And that'll be out of bounds for a Wellesley throw. Wellesley works the ball around on the back, and now we'll go up into the middle, header forward, only as far as Carr. He'll get it through to Doman. Dispossessed, and Wellesley will run and start the break. Lots of numbers back for the Spy Ponders, including Addie Darling just trying to clear that one out the way. Thearaja has it, and she'll find Lexi O'Brien in the middle. And Lexi O'Brien, really good all season, Jeff, at that hold-up play. She's going to, collect it to feet, and you can see what she was trying to do there. Doman on the run. Pass was just a little too far, but that's not a bad approach, trying to get it to Lexi's feet.
No, not at all. And again, what I really like about it, though, is from there, too, right? It's a nice, firm pass. Yeah, she's going wide, but it's a hard ball with a little bit of distance as opposed to some of these short passes that Arlington's trying to somebody who's 3 or 4 feet away, and they're just not connecting on them. You have Wellesley players who are jumping, and it just turns into a quick counter.
So long shot taken, actually a long cross taken by Wellesley, collected by number 8, but a little bit too deep on the pass back. And that ball was just kicked harmlessly through for an Arlington goal kick. So subs in for the Spy Ponders. We've got Misha Zykori back in for Lexi O'Brien up top, and Ari Lindgren replacing Serena Doman on the right. Maxwell looking for Darling.
Get cleared.
Boner and
Clear it,
Niles
clear
working to clear it, and Niles doing a smart thing, just booting it up. And Coach Shenna encouraging his team to get up high for trying to get the offsides. Carr and Boner working together to clear it. Wellesley just continuing to throw, and that's going to be a foul on Wellesley, just jumping over the back of Dahlia Carr. A little bit of a dismissive wave there by Wellesley. Frustration showing through again. Nice job by Carr kind of getting in the way. And Maxwell will punt that up. Darling couldn't quite get her head on that one. She's trying to nudge it over the top for Zykori. As the intensity level has definitely been upped here by the Raiders as they're looking for the equalizer. And they're going to be called for another offsides. And we've got Wellesley fans and players jumping up and down with frustration.
Anytime your mind starts slipping to the refs or something out of your control, it's energy you're not spending thinking about what's going on the field and what you can control. And as somebody who constantly sits up here pointing at the refs, I'm the first one to admit what the downside of doing that is.
First-hand experience, Jeff?
First-hand experience. I like to think as a broadcaster I can get away with it a little bit easier than as a player.
Nice pass through to Zykori looking for Darling. I don't think number 10 for Wellesley realizes that Addie's going to make a run no matter what's going on. And that is out of bounds for a Wellesley kick. So under 20 minutes, less than a half to go here, Jeff. Arlington solidly holding on to a 1-0 lead.
Yeah. 2 of those 10-minute periods are down.
2 to go.
Now we focus on the third. Again, I do think, and we see it from a few to a handful of Arlington players in every game. My gut says if this is going to hold up, there's going to have to be some sacrificing of the body by a large number of girls on the field to have this hold up. Wellesley's going to have at least a few more reasonable cracks, and there's going to be some sacrifice needed in one form or another to try to get this score to hold.
Niles heads that not quite out of danger yet, but
good clear.
McGowan does clear it. And Misha applies pressure. And Wellesley looking longer, more and more frequently now, Jeff. So again, Arlington defense going to have to stay connected. And that's going to roll all the way out for an Arlington throw. So nice little time waster there.
Surprised to see that Emily Burnham didn't make a run on that. She's been running for those all day.
Might be getting a little tired.
We'll take it.
Substitution here for the Spy Ponders. Number 4, Tessa McCulloch into the game, replacing Lucy Breen. Coach Shenna continues to keep all 3 of the lines fresh. Maxwell surveys and punts it up looking for Lindgren. That's going to be out of bounds, but yeah, I think it was already out of bounds, so it'll be a Wellesley throw. McCulloch just kicks that one out of bounds. Smartly, let the defense set up again. Long shot taken by her, and well played by Maxwell. It was one of those in-between balls.
Yep.
It buckled Maxwell's knees for just a quick second, but she was able to maintain balance and short-handedly collect that one. And she'll punt that up. Misha with a nice shield, looking to run through here. Headed by Wellesley, but only as far as McGowan, and Darling's going to come back. Find Lindgren. Back to McCulloch. Off the back of Burnham.
Nope.
And that's a little bit too hard, a little bit too long for the Wellesley players. Another substitution as number 15, I think. Yeah, 15, Summer Schottinger back into the game, replacing Darling. And it's going to be out of bounds for, I thought that was off the side of Wellesley, but that's going to be a Wellesley throw. Ooh, McGowan right in the face.
Wow.
Pops right up. Well done.
Tough.
Tough. Yeah.
2 Fs. Tough.
Yeah, that's no doubt. Great job by Niles. And Thearaja, that's just the coming together there in the middle, no call. Overlapping run for number 10. Crosses in.
Ooh.
Body's falling all over the place,
Goal
and
kick.
it's just going to be a goal kick. So it's gotten physical. It's going to stay physical, Jeff. I think you had talked about 10-minute sections of the game. I'm almost thinking it's 5-minute sections that we got to win now. Darling out for a quick break. I'm sure she'll be back in shortly. And when you come in, you just got to think I got to go hard for the next 5 minutes.
And I'm going to be curious too, because I'm expecting to see a timeout called somewhere in that 10 to 15, somewhere in the next 5. I can make an argument for both coaches calling it.
At this point, I could actually make an argument that for Wellesley to take it more than for Arlington.
10.
Arlington, we're subbing.
You kind of want to get it to keep. You just want to keep going.
Keep them running, right? But definitely benefit too, just to settle your team down and remind them what the plan is. Long ball by Carr. Corey running on this one. Misha doing a great job. That's just going to go all the way out of bounds for an Arlington throw. Good shielding by Zykori. She passes it in to McCulloch. Ball is just kicked harmlessly out of bounds. Actually, does roll out of bounds by Bonard. Well spotted.
It's like a foul ball in baseball.
Right?
It's over by a centimeter. Just pick it up.
McCulloch throws it off the head of the Wellesley player. She'll take another throw. I believe referee may be telling a few players just to settle things down. Out of bounds again for another Spy Ponder throw as we are under 15 minutes left in the half, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting colder out, and I feel like it's getting warmer in the booth.
Bonard up to head that one. Switch of field is just going to go to Spector. She's going to punt it up, and Zykori's going to run on this. Should be collected by Walsh, and it is. She's urging her team up, and I expect this to be the start of some pretty intense pressure from Wellesley here in the final 13. Wide pass, out of bounds, Arlington throw. McCulloch just boots that one up, looking for Zykori. Does fall to her. Battles with the Wellesley player, and they're able to get it out into space. Schottinger tracking back, as it's going to be team defense here. Great step by Carr, looking for Zykori. Wellesley first 2. McCulloch just kicks that up. Again, not a bad idea given the lack of players in Arlington up there. McCulloch to Lindgren. Lindgren kicks in the middle. Great little flick on to Zykori. Quick. And she's looking for, she was looking for Schottinger there. Couldn't quite get it through.
Body.
Wellesley charging forward. Nice job by Lindgren, forcing
Good
long
job,
pass
Tessa.
and shielding by McCulloch.
That's exactly body on the body, slow her down.
Great team defense across the board there. Bonert hitting that out of bounds. Not sure what the holdup is here, but the referee definitely was waiting for something. Okay, so more conversation between referee and player as Wellesley getting more animated perhaps in their complaints. Niles boots that up, looking for somebody to run on that. Wellesley defense in good position. Long ball through to number 4. Maxwell off her line. Well done to collect that one.
You can hear Coach Shenna. I mean, we have windows closed in the box, and you can hear his voice coming through.
Yeah. Safe to say everybody on the Arlington sideline locked in for this one. Great defense there, both by McCulloch and Boner, just closing down players, cutting off the angles, and forcing that out of bounds. More substitutions here for the Spy Ponders as Reem Merchant into the game, replacing Ariana Lindgren, and Addie Darling back into the top for Misha Zaikori. So again, great stretch by both of those players coming out. Hopefully fresh legs for the final 10 minutes here for the players coming in. McGowan heads that over.
Oh my God.
And Darling battles out of bounds.
That was,
wow. Bodies flying, both popped up. Amazing athleticism shown by both players on that one. Scary moment there for a second, but everybody's good. Schottinger, great step there. She's charging forward. Pokes it through. That's going to be a corner. Great job by Summer to force that out for a corner. And this is one where take your time.
Yeah.
Let people set up.
Discuss how many players you want to bring up.
Yeah, and put. Is Addie Darling going over to take the corner?
Yeah.
Okay, so Micah Niles coming up to be in the mix for this one. So Arlington committing 4 into the box with Darling to take it. And then Spector as sort of the holdback play just in case. Addie boots this over the top. Summer was close to it, but Wellesley doing a nice job to defend that and kick it out. And they will try to counter quickly. Iraja nudges it back, but only as far as a Wellesley player.
Watch out.
And this is where Wellesley's going to be dangerous. They're countering here. Great job.
Oh, boy.
No call.
Did she call it? She called it.
She did call it. So penalty call, I believe. We've got not sure what's happening.
Number 4.
And so penalty was called. It will be taken by number 4, Emily Burnham. And that happened, Jeff, just on the, on a counter.
Yep. And it was funny. Arlington tried to play it smart, keep plenty of players back, but again, too much space. And yeah. Oh, she got her hands on it.
Maxwell guessed right, got her hands on it, but well taken, powerful kick by Wellesley, and that will even the score at 1-1 here with 8.5 minutes to go. So timeout called by Coach Shenna, I believe, to give Arlington a chance.
Number 4, Emily Burnham.
Give Arlington a chance to catch their breath and settle things for the final 8 minutes. Replay of the goal being shown on the screen there. Amazing attempt by number 4. Well struck. Mojo Maxwell guessed right, got hands on it, but really nothing you can do about a ball kicked that hard.
I'd like to take a moment to recognize Dave Brody, whose dedication in supporting the girls program in our games from the sidelines has been invaluable for many years. Dave, your commitment and reliability have not gone unnoticed, and we're truly grateful for everything you've done for the team and for us. Thank you.
And a nice moment there, just being announced over the PA system, recognition of the Arlington longtime sideline support. Dave Brody recently announced this will be his final season, and so this was likely his final home game along the sidelines. Great to see him out there, great recognition by the fans. It's awesome to see him out there sprinting almost as much as the players up and down the field.
I think at times he gets more yardage than the players.
And has definitely been an advantage to us as he's gotten the ball back in play quickly a number of times. So great recognition by him. Appreciate all your years of service, Dave. We're going to miss you. So back to the action here. Darling along the right-hand side. Crosses it in. McGowan charges. Arlington trying to put a little pressure, get one back. But then the risk there is...
Great job by Summer.
Great job by Summer is the counter by Wellesley. So Spector punches that one up, looking for Merchant. That'll be out of bounds. McCulloch rushes up to take the throw.
8 to go. Oh.
High kick that's going to be off. Yeah, that's off of Wellesley for an Arlington throw. Substitution in. Captain Ella Radosovic replaces Summer Schottinger. Good stretch by Summer. Culloch throws it off of Wellesley's head for another throw. And Jeff, the worry now, right? Like you've been up,
Yeah.
you've been up the whole game. You give up one,
You're deflated.
you're a little bit deflated. But if you also overcommit to getting the goal back, you leave yourself a little bit vulnerable on the back end to give up a second, which you definitely don't want to do.
Was I'm assuming it was an Arlington timeout at 1-1.
That's what I think. Yeah. Which I think was a good
100%.
opportunity for the
Yep.
timeout. You know, you want to recommit to the game plan. You're back to a tie game.
Yeah.
Good timeout taken by Coach Shenna.
And again, right, perspective counts. I mean, it's hard when you've had the lead for whatever, call it probably 40 minutes, 45, 50 minutes. But you also have to keep in mind that if somebody had said ahead of time it was going to be a 1-1 game with 6:45 to go, you would have said, yes, please, where do I sign up for that? So, again, it still has the potential to be a great night, but you got to dial in for about 400 seconds.
Radosovic taken down, no call. Theoraja doing a nice job of getting that up to McGowan, and Darling will take another run at the Wellesley defense.
Here goes the burner.
She's by it, and that'll be out of bounds for a corner. Well done by Darling, just forcing the Wellesley player to nudge that out of bounds.
The Energizer Bunny in all the best ways.
So another corner kick opportunity, another set piece opportunity here for the Spy Ponders. Would love to see this one get on. Radosovic get her head on this one. Nobody there in the box for the Spy Ponders. McCulloch heads that back. And mishit there by Wellesley. So Arlington will get a throw in from a dangerous spot as we approach the final 5. Darling nudging it forward, trying to find Ream Merchant. And I'm just getting the interior clock here ready for the final 5 so we know how much time is left here. Wellesley kicks it forward. Theoraja gets her body on that. McCulloch in good position. Merchant challenges. Arlington just throwing everything they've got at this. You can hear the sideline chanting for the 5 more minute call as we are officially in the final 5. Official clock on the field with the referees. Wellesley doing a nice job keeping that ball in bounds. Only as far as Carr, though. Number 8 battles, gets the ball into the middle, but only as far as Carr. Great job just to kick that out of bounds. Great clearance there by Dahlia. Carr, another strong game for the senior captain. Spector doing an excellent job just clearing on the other side, as Wellesley's definitely throwing a lot of bodies up to try to get something here in the final 5 minutes. No offsides on that one. Ball crossed in the middle. Bodies falling and flying. McCulloch over there actually to kick that one out of bounds.
Great job by Micah.
To clear that one up. And
I think it was Micah.
And then Micah.
No, or 14.
Radosovic, yeah, Ella was back. So this is good showing there of everybody back in defense, getting where you need to get.
Again, in both Radosovic, Niles, 2 examples of players, like, they'll sacrifice, right? Like, they will run through you. If they're the second to the ball, they'll still run through you.
So Wellesley throw into the middle.
Watch that backside.
And number 4 is through. Mojo is aware and just kicks that safely out of danger.
Little over 3 to go, probably.
Owner clears that, and this will fall to number 20. And she's just going to try to find Addie.
Would have liked to see her take some time with that. She had space.
Yep, but it falls only as far as Radosovic, who's able to get it to Darling. Oh boy, she was looking for Ream on a beautiful cross. Couldn't quite get it through. That was a great idea. Spector doing a nice job just keeping the Wellesley player in front of her. Battling. Very handsy there by Wellesley, and that's going to be an Arlington free kick. And there's about 2.5 minutes left in this game. So Arlington can take a little bit of time here to get some bodies forward, decide what they want to do. The Wellesley player wants them to hurry.
Yeah, move that ball another 5-6 yards forward.
Be up quite a bit more than that. So Spector will take her time rolling this up.
Absolutely. Keep going. Let him tell you.
Spector launches it up. Raja kicks it forward. Final 2 minutes. Great job by Micah getting in the way of that. Just battling with player getting tossed to the ground. No call. Spector's able to love it. Radosovic battles.
Good.
And is taken down.
That's a leg sweep.
And that's going to be another foul called on Wellesley.
That was a violation in the Karate Kid.
Sweep the leg.
Sweep the leg.
As we have our first official 80s movie reference of the night by Jeff.
It's not a night if there's no reference.
Ball kicked forward, nudged through by Radosovic. Darling's there. Headed over. A little bit of a scramble here. We're in the final chaotic minute of the game. Referee will call that as a foul, and this is where Arlington's got to get everybody back because Wellesley's looking to do one thing, and that's start a quick counter.
Yeah, this is where I'd like to see all 10 back.
Great header by Carr. Raja battles. Spector doing a nice job just kicking that out of bounds.
Although I say that in one breath and in the other, I guess by keeping Darling up, you're going to keep a couple of Wellesley players back.
Yeah, she's controlling three players back there actually right now, so. Nice job by Spector, and that will be a corner kick. Wellesley looking to throw bodies up. Arlington needs to be alert to this. It's taken quickly.
Oh, Lord. Great
head
we need
on
one
that
more.
One.
One more.
Radosovic got
Two
their
more.
head on that.
Get it out.
Ball batted around.
Get it out.
And it is nudged out, and that's just going to be kicked forward.
That should just about do it.
That should just about do it. So Maxwell can take all the time she needs. We're both our unofficial clocks here in the booth show full 40.
That's a whistle.
It. Final whistle has blown, and
wow,
what a great soccer game all around. Unbelievable skill, athleticism, and determination shown by both teams. Spy Ponders up early. Wellesley with a late equalizer, and then a frantic final 5 minutes as both teams tried to win the game. That was highly entertaining, Jeff. Huge win for the Spy Ponders. A couple quick thoughts from you here before we wrap the regular season.
In a year full of 1-1 ties and one 2-2 tie, this is probably the first game that we've tied where I think Arlington walks off the field and they should feel good about themselves. Arlington was not the better team tonight. They did a great job with their strategy. They did a great job with their formation. There was one set of plays where, the ref made a call, it led to a PK, and you got a tie game out of it. I think for what Arlington intended to do, mission accomplished. You did exactly what you intended. You created one really good opportunity, an exceptional play by Darling, and she capitalized on it. And you walked off the field with a 1-1 tie against the number 2 team in the state.
Defending state champion, and current number 2 team in the state. So agree with all of that, Jeff. What a fantastic game. The Spy Ponders will now look ahead to the state tournament, and this game, with that result score-wise and against that opponent, will do nothing but help the Spy Ponders in the rankings. With that, thanks again to Josh Sikori and the rest of the ACMi crew for filming. Appreciate Raj and Yasmina and the rest of the ACMi production crew for making this game possible. For Jeff Spector, I'm Lewis McCulloch, wishing you a great night.